Well, hello, my name's Roy at Beckley's RV Center, and today I'd like to spend a couple minutes with you and discuss the new Newmar Ventana Model 4037 diesel pusher. Now, this coach has so many features and so much content in it that we could probably make a 2-hour long video. But what I would like to do today with you is talk to you from an owner's perspective. I've owned motorhomes for 30 years and I've had numerous diesel pushers. So what I would like to do is focus on, from a user's point of view, the things that you would find particularly attractive from this platform. So let's go. All right, so what I'd like to cover back here is a couple of key attributes of this coach. The first thing is you probably know, if you're a motorhome owner or even if you own a car, the number one thing you can do for your coach is to take care of the fluids. And one of the first things you want to take care of within a diesel is your fuel. You want to make sure that the fuel is filtered. You want to make sure that if there's any water, it's separated from the fuel. And at the same time, with a diesel coach with an air ride suspension, you want to make sure that your air system and your air dryer is kept constant and in good shape. One of the things about this coach that I like the best is it's really easy to do that, because look where your filters are. They're right out here in a bay where you can get to it, or a service technician can get to it, without climbing underneath the coach or all over the engine to get to these critical filters. Again, something truly unique to this platform. This is a Spartan chassis, and that's something unique to the Spartan. But again, from an owner's perspective, one of the things that I always tried to do was to take care of my filters, and on my coach, it's not this easy. The other thing that's unique to Newmar, and they're the only ones that do this, is, again, typically in a coach, you'll have an emergency exit path to get out of the coach in case something happens where perhaps you can't get to the front door. And typically in most motorhomes, that's a window that you pop open and you clamber outside. Well, Newmar has figured out a way to not only make it easier, but a lot more graceful to exit the coach if you have to. They've actually installed an emergency exit door in the rear of the coach. This is in the rear bathroom of this coach. And basically, if you're inside, you open the door, pull the tab at the bottom, and a ladder pops out. So if you do have to exit the coach fast, like I said, you can do it, and you can do it without falling on the ground. Again, something unique to Newmar, and from an owner's perspective, something that'll give you some peace of mind and comfort going forward. The other thing that's really attractive about this coach is it's a 40-foot diesel, and Newmar is one of the few manufacturers that puts what we call a tag axle on the diesel. This is to distribute the weight and to give you a much more comfortable and smooth ride going down the highway. The other thing that is unique to this chassis is that this rear axle is actually steerable. As long as you're under 15 to 18 miles per hour, as you steer up front, this axle will steer in concert. What that will mean to you is that you have a much shorter and tighter turning radius. So if you're maneuvering this coach in perhaps a tight area, or you want to make a sharp turn, it's extremely easy to do. You just turn the wheel and basically the coach follows you. If you turn that front wheel all the way, in conjunction with this coach will virtually spin around. The other nice thing about that is you don't have to worry about what's called scrubbing your tires. On a typical coach that does not have that feature, when you're making a tight turn, this rear wheel will actually scrub across the ground, and it will, over time, wear down the tire faster than the others. Now, you can eliminate that by dumping the air on this or raising up the tag axle on a regular coach. But again, on a Newmar, with the steerable tag, one less thing you got to think about, one less thing you got to worry about, one more thing to make it easier to maneuver. So now let's go inside and we'll look at a couple key things from that perspective. All right, so now let's talk about the cockpit of this coach. And again, thinking about it from the driver's perspective now, when I went from a gas coach to a diesel pusher, the single biggest thing I noticed in the coach is having the engine in the rear. You have virtually no engine noise at all up front, And of course, when you're in a diesel, typically you're taking a longer leg or a longer drive between stops, and not having the engine noise in front just makes the ride so much more comfortable and easy. Hearing that constant engine noise is actually quite tiring when you're on a long trip. So that's kind of indicative of the diesel pusher. Now let's look specifically to the Newmar Cockpit. One of the nicest things about this arrangement is you have got a 6-way power adjustable seat. You've got a steering wheel that is almost universally adjustable, and you've got adjustable gas and brake pedals. You can adjust them in and out by pushing a button. That means that virtually any driver is going to find a comfortable seating position going down the road. So if you've got multiple drivers in your family and you want to take turns driving, no matter who's going to be the pilot, they're going to find a comfortable seating position. The other thing you'll notice too about the brake and the gas is that it's an automotive style pedal. So it feels very similar to your car. So again, as far as driving, it's not going to feel like you're really in some alien vehicle. It's going to be very user-friendly for you. The other thing Newmar does to make your ride even more comfortable is they've got a unique steering system called Comfort Drive. It's a passive steering system that will actually read how much torque you are putting on the wheel to keep the coach going straight, and it will adjust for that and make the ride again very comfortable. You're not going to get any of this going down the road in a Newmar with that system. The other thing too is that it will help you make the turn and provide even more power. If we were sitting in a standard diesel pusher coach and you wanted to make a tight turn, you'd have to actually start moving the coach forward to get the wheels to turn. With the Comfort Drive system, I can virtually turn the wheel with almost one finger. So now our front wheels are cut all the way, so if I start now, again, I'll have a very sharp and easy turn. And look at this, you can virtually drive this coach with one finger. So going down the road, going on that long trip, your arms aren't gonna hurt, your hands aren't gonna hurt, it's gonna be nice. And of course you want the trip to be an enjoyable part of the experience as well. So that's kind of like, from a user perspective, what I see as the nicest thing about this cockpit arrangement in this Newmar. Now, the other thing this coach offers to you when you're parked and when you're at your location is, instead of having separate systems for your water heater and your coach heater, this coach comes with what's called a hydronic heat system, which is actually a furnace that's installed in the basement of your coach. And that furnace is going to provide heat to the interior through radiators that are distributed around the perimeter. So it's a very quiet, very comfortable, very clean heat. It's not like a traditional propane heater that's blasting hot air throughout the coach. And again, you can set different zones for different comfort areas for different people. The other thing that will do is that is your water heater. So you have virtually instant and endless hot water. And for those of us that have family members that like to take very long residential style showers, that's a nice feature. And you control it all up here. Basically, this is your hydronic system. You just turn it on and it'll do all the rest for you. So that's kind of like a quick overview of the cockpit area of the coach. So if you have any other questions or you'd like to come up and check this out or any of our other Newmar diesel pushers, please give me a call. Again, Roy at Beckley's. Look forward to meeting you.